Edinburgh Festival and Fringe Festival and all that stuff is online this year. As you can see, I am a hoarder. I have loads of leaflets from previous years just to bring you that festival vibe that we aren't getting. Walk down the streets at the moment in Edinburgh, no one is flyering you, and there's barely anyone there most of the time. Festival vibes. I just watched an online show called After Before, literally after/before. Is a weird title, but honestly not that weird by Fringe standards. And it's actually this really interesting concept that they explain inside the show. They do name drop the show within the show without spoiling anything. This girl in her room during lockdown, during the pandemic, it like opens with a whole "this is the world and everything's changed," which, you know, we're all aware of and feeling. And it's just her in her room kind of going like, is this real? Is this real? But then they actually do some really interesting stuff with it. Like, you feel like you've gone on a journey, really, by the end of the show. It was written and filmed during lockdown, so there's a lot of constraints on it, and it's really impressive what they've managed to achieve within those constraints. One thing that kept popping into my brain while I was watching it is it did kind of invoke the live theatre experience for me, in that they did this cool thing where for a lot of the show there's 3 separate videos playing. One video, and another one here. The top 2 were just different angles of the same thing happening, and my brain, you know, I kept kind of looking between them all. It wasn't like a feeling like you can just watch one and not pay attention to the other 2. And it occurred to me this is a lot like theatre when, you know, it's all just happening live. Energy of like, you've got to just watch everything constantly. Like, what's that character doing over there? What's going on over here? But if you don't watch it as happening, it's gone and you don't want to miss things. There's that kind of excitement to it. And it kind of replicated that for me. It's really cool because, you know, filmed stuff can often feel really flat. You're just looking at me right now and that's it. There's no other movement going on. Whereas even though I was just watching the same person from a different angle, it was like, oh, maybe there's more information on this angle. You know, to get the full performance, I had to watch like her straight on face shot and what her body language was doing. And it was a really interesting thing to attempt, and I think they pulled it off really well. The whole feel of the piece is very surreal. Makes sense considering it's literally kind of having this kind of existential, is this really happening? Addressing a feeling I think a lot of people have been having during lockdown of just like, this doesn't feel real. For a lot of us, we just kind of went into lockdown and haven't really had that much contact with actual virus people, and for a lot of us, you know, we just went into lockdown hearing about this virus coming our way, and then we're all in lockdown. Obviously there are people, this is very real for them, they've experienced loss. The bulk of the population, it kind of doesn't feel real. This whole sense of like the world has just completely changed and we're all just like stuck in our homes. Yeah, it's exploring that. It's an interesting thing to explore in a show. I was kind of nervous going in, I guess, that it was just going to be topical for the sake of being topical. Like, hey, lockdown, virus. And it wouldn't be fun to watch. I wouldn't come away being like, oh, that was worth watching. I'd be coming away being like, oh, that just threw everything in my face that I'm trying not to think about. That was not fun. Whereas, like, as much as it was talking about our experiences, it was almost therapeutic. Oh, yeah, I've been feeling that as well. And I didn't know how to express that. These people have just expressed it in a really artistic, cool way. I feel validated. So definitely worth checking out. I'm going to give it 4 stars. The only reason I'm not giving it 5 is I know surreal stuff isn't for everyone. I thought it was really great and highly recommend you guys check it out. It's available on the Space UK website. They've got a whole load of stuff on there that's film performances, and just like during normal Edinburgh Festival, when you go see a free show and then you can put money in the bucket at the end, a lot of these shows, including this one, have a button underneath the link just being like, please donate. I know there's kind of a weird mental jump between, you know, just throwing your change into a bucket versus actively donating online, but it really is the same thing in this case. These performers have put in a lot of work and have created this beautiful thing. So if you did enjoy, put money in, even if it's just, you know, the equivalent of throwing your change into the bucket. You don't have to give loads, just give something, especially considering these people do not get to hear our applause. Show your appreciation. Check it out. After Before.